Dirty Sports Podcast. I said, welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast with Andy Ruther and Joe Prano. Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Andy Ruther, coming to you live from Cincinnati, Ohio, with my co-host from a hostage room in the Gaza Strip, Joey No Chill Prano.
Hello, Andy.
It looks like you're doing a hostage video.
I tried. I'm in South Lake Tahoe, Nevada. Nevada. And I'm at my buddy's place and tried to find the best room for it. He's got a little downstairs room. He says it's the yoga room / massage room. It's just a little quiet room. Got down here. I was like, all right, is there a light on the ceiling? Turned it on. 3 of the 4 lights are out. And I'm like, here we go. Now I'm just going to look like I'm literally being held hostage in a small white room, which I kind of am. So here we are.
It's giving me horror film vibes, like you're in a Saw movie or something.
And I tried, you know what I tried to do? I tried to like put myself up against this wall because I thought that would help. No, I think it's actually worse. Here we are. And I drove this time. I should have here we
Joe
go.
looks like he's on the set of an Iraq war snuff
And I'm sitting on the
film.
floor.
Oh, you're sitting on the floor.
I am sitting on the floor.
That really is some hostage shit.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Hey, whatever you gotta do, man.
And because I'm using, what I deem as a fairly expensive MacBook Pro, if I don't have an actual movie set light on me, I'm grainier than a fucking picture of a Yeti. Bigfoot comes in clearer than me if I don't have a fucking makeup lighting on me.
You sound a little quiet today. You a little under the weather? You go out?
Little hungover.
I knew it. I could tell in that voice.
Little hungover. Got in late last night. Our friends Jen and Brian. They came up and they got in later. We got in around 9:30. Hung out, had a couple of glasses of wine with my buddy Ian. They got in at 12:45 or something like that. And then they come in, everybody says hello, and the girls go to bed. Ian invites us next door to his adjoining house and is like, you guys want some really fancy whiskey? You guys want some espresso martinis? You guys want some cigars? 4:00, go to bed at 4, get up at 8. 3.5 hours is a good amount of sleep, right?
Why'd you get up at 8?
My girlfriend got up at 8 to work, and you know how it goes. You know how it goes when the baby wakes up.
Oh, I do. I do know how it goes.
There's no going back to sleep after that.
Some people can do it though.
I should have done it. And then I got up and I was like, you know me, Andy. I was like, I need coffee. My buddy who was staying with, he's like, hey, you guys are kind of beta testing our rental house. Just like, let me know what you need. So I got up this morning, no coffee. And I was like, hey, I'm going to go out and get you a coffee machine. This will be my housewarming gift. He was like, don't do that. That's stupid. I can write off that kind of thing. There's a coffee machine in our house sitting on the floor of the guest room. It's $1,000 espresso machine. He goes, put it in there, figure out how to use it, and then teach us. So then it was 2 hours of hungover fucking trying to work a coffee machine before I finally just went out and got a cup. Here we are, Andy, in a hostage situation. I am a hostage of this hangover.
Coffee.
Well,
you can sleep at some point.
You can sleep when I'm dead.
Yeah, or you can do that. I'm just saying today you can take a nice little cat nap later.
I'm gonna take a cat nap within seconds of this podcast then.
Oh, so like you're just chomping to do that.
Can't wait. But I'm gonna try to get as much of my juices flowing as I possibly can. We got a lot of stuff to talk.
We do. We got obviously the NFL Conference Championships. We have your boy Doc Rivers back in the
That
NBA.
I can't even. I can't. What you want me? Are you trying to get me started on that?
Well, I mean, it's a nice place to start.
I'm fucking angry about it because here's my problem with the Doc Rivers thing. Nick Nurse got fired. Budenholzer got fired. So these guys who won championships in the last 5 seasons are fired, and their championships mean nothing. But Doc Rivers won championship with the big three 15 years ago. He still gets hired on the one championship that he managed to fucking win with the big three when he put together the first ever truly aggressive super team. He got one championship. He can live off that for the rest of his life. And the Bucks hire him, even though they fired their championship winning coach fucking 2 coaches ago. So you're a coach that won a championship, not good enough. But the guy who mismanaged his way into one measly fucking ship. Doc Rivers, I mean, has anybody gotten more fucking juice out of mismanaging a super team like Doc Rivers? His 5th head coaching job.
Well,
Bring in Doc Rivers to save the team.
the crazy thing is you could almost make an argument, and I can't think of any off the top of my head. Across sports, who's got more juice off one title? Across all the sports.
I mean, we fucking dunk on Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy has to get hired 3 more times.
They just gave him $40 million, man. You see that?
It's fucking ludicrous. And this whole, well, this guy lost the team, that guy lost the team. Okay. So you're going to bring in ultimate fucking Mr. Everybody loves Doc Rivers guy who's never been able to strategically coach his way out of a paper bag.
You know that gif of Doc Rivers with his mouth open? That's us every time somebody rehires him or hires him.
Eric Spoelstra is like, God, I can't wait to get them in the first round again. He's like, their last coach, he's like, who knows if he'd been able to figure out how to coach by the end of the season. But I can tell you one thing. I've known Doc Rivers for a long time. He's certainly not going to figure it out in year 22 of his coaching stint. He's not suddenly going to figure out how to fucking coach. He's the Joe Namath of fucking basketball coaches.
Yeah, that's actually the good analogy.
Although at least Joe Namath upset a team.
Doc Rivers' first year as a coach, when you look it up, it's even crazier. His first year was the 1999-2000 season.
Yeah. I know.
The Magic.
It's ludicrous.
So he's coached. This is his 5th team. Basically 24 years, 5th team, 1 title. And take away not just the title. He's only been to 2 finals. Like he's only been to 2 finals. All these teams. You know, it'd be a crazy thing to look up. How many Hall of Famers do you think Doc coached?
15.
And of all those, he's got 1 chip. 1 chip with all those Hall of Famers he's coached.
I mean, no doubt about it. I mean, he had 3 on that Celtic squad.
Sure.
Howard. He had, Harden and Embiid in Philly.
What about Clippers?
Hit Kawhi.
Probably Kawhi.
Probably Paul George, maybe.
Was Chris Paul
Chris
in any of those
Paul.
squads? Yeah. Well, we have a call from a Bucks fan trying to
Talk us into it.
No.
Okay, thank God.
A reasonable
Because
Bucks
I
fan.
don't have energy for that. And the absolute mouth breathers who love that Andy Ruther just got the fucking Tennessee Titans job.
Oh, we'll get to that though. We'll get to that. No, this is actually a realistic
Walt
fan.
Ruther was a longtime fan. So seems like his son, good a person as anybody to get the job. He went to the Ice Bowl. So let's just give it to his son.
It's unbelievable.
He could spot Chris Collinsworth's house from across the river. His son should be the fucking head coach of our football team.
Hey guys, so I was going to make a football phone call today, but it turns out that we just fired a coach. The Milwaukee Bucks just fired their coach. And now we're going to hire Doc fucking Rivers. So let me tell you, like, this is my 9/11. And I need some way that I can prevent it, how I can stop this from happening. Do I need to go back in time or something? And if also if it does happen and I can't stop it, is there any way I can cope? Because we're going down a bad path here, and I can't deal with this right now. So sorry to interrupt NFL talk, but we got to bring in some basketball here. Condoms are for John Horst for hiring Doc Rivers. Literally anybody else. We could get a tandem duo of Prano and Andy to do it. And just not Doc.
Well, again, they just threw a bag at him, so
here's the thing:
you're stuck with him for a bit.
Doc Rivers. Okay, the Milwaukee Bucks are a couple years removed from winning a championship. They added Dame Lillard. They're 30-13 before the firing. They're still a championship contender, 100%. Even with Doc Rivers. But just what in the fuck? It just seems so crazy to me to have this much tape on somebody and give him the fucking job. How many coaches are out there? How many coaches you think are out there that are available that there is undeniable video proof of them out coaching Doc Rivers? 12?
Probably a lot. Like, does he have something on every NBA team? Why? Is he blackmail?
People like him. I like him. He's a likable guy.
There's a lot of people I like. Doesn't mean I give them jobs.
But listen, a lot of people do that fucking player empowerment league. Dude, the players should be empowered. They are in charge. They make all the money. No one gives a shit what these fucking coaches think or have to say. But the bottom line is, you have to have a balance. You're just firing your coach because your players are just like, we don't like him anymore. Well, and then you're just going to hire somebody that all the players do like? There's got to be some in between. Hey, we need to find a coach you guys like that also knows how to coach basketball.
I think it's just people like him.
I know that's what it is.
I wonder. I'm trying to look up career coaching earnings. How much do you think Doc Rivers has made as a coach?
God only knows.
Oh, they're not listing. Where's his career? Dude, he's made a shit ton. They're not showing a lot of these. I don't know why. I mean, it's just. So here's my thing on retreads. I'm not a big fan of retreads in sports in general. like constant retreads. I don't get
But
it.
there's a different kind of fucking like. I mean, I hate to say it. I hate to fucking say it. People are going to be fucking furious. I know fans of the podcast say it. I mean, you got Mike D'Antoni out there. I know that's a fucking retread too. But like, what about guys who have made teams better? If you're like, we need a veteran coach, like this is the equivalent of what you remember we talked about Kyrie Irving leaving teams, LeBron James leaving teams. What happens when Doc Rivers leaves a fucking team?
Well, and yeah, there's just, and also the stats don't lie. He has more 3-1 chokes than any coach in NBA history. So it's all backed up by evidence. He fucking chokes.
Look at the Clippers
playoffs.
now. Look at the Sixers now. Look at is there a goddamn team that didn't immediately get better after Doc Rivers left? I mean, the Magic maybe, but the Magic are a dumpster fire.
Yeah, it's really amazing.
I get you want to fire your coach because your team doesn't like you. That's what. But like, what the fuck are we doing? Not only that, but you're now in an Eastern Conference where everybody knows his fucking bag. Eric Spoelstra's like, here we go. The fucking Doc Rivers. Late game. Go out there and find your brother. Trust that he's going to help you out. Draw up a play.
Yeah, man. I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
I feel like contender because they're so goddamn talented. But like, my God, if you didn't just make it harder on yourself.
Well, again, it always comes down
devil
to some
you
moment.
Don't know is better than devil you do situation.
Yeah, and you have to make a play. You have to draw up a play. Coaching, see, Doc is a prime example of come playoff time is when coaching matters the most. There's a reason like somebody like Eric Spoelstra has been able to succeed. He's a good coach, right? You're going to have to make the right substitutions, the right lineups, the right play calls. He is notoriously failed. Not only has he failed, he's had leads and he loses. That's not the guy I want. He's not a winner. He's a loser in that sense. You're historically a loser, especially when you're the favorite. Yeah, it sucks for Bucks fans, man. I mean, he's got a team. We'll see what he does. This is his chance. Pretty wild scoring week, right? Embiid dropped 70. Karl Anthony Towns dropped 62. What do you have, like 44 rounds?
Dropped 62 in a game where he gets benched for his defense and they lose. Unbelievable.
That's wild.
It was Kobe's birthday, though.
Oh, was I didn't know that. I don't know how I missed that because every Kobe fan wants to remind you anytime it's anything involving Kobe. Is that Black Mama Day? I'm confused. Which day is Black Mama Day?
August 24th, Andy. 8/24.
Oh, that's Black Mama Day.
Yeah.
So we're honoring 8/24. We're honoring his birthday, and we're honoring.
Yeah, but everybody can't score 70 on his birthday because it's in the off season. They're all gonna have to do it in the Olympics this year, or what the fuck ever.
So, with the hiring, do you think their title chances decrease or stay the same?
I don't know. I mean, if they hated playing for the coach, maybe they increase a little. But to me, it's just Like the idea that this is the fix is ludicrous to me. That you're like, hey, it's title or bust with this team. Let's go get the guy who's never been able to do it, except the one time that he was asleep. And 3 first ballot sure thing Hall of Famers did it for him. And he almost lost that one.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Well, I mean, there was 6 games. They killed the Lakers in the closing game. Now they did have that huge comeback.
I mean, it's not. My point is, it's not like it was. This wasn't a final sweep. This wasn't a gentleman's sweep.
No.
They played some tough series along the way. They lost the next year.
Yeah. I know, man. It's crazy. He keeps popping up. He's like herpes. He just won't go away. He's just gonna come back. You think?
But I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Like all these guys these days with the Super Bowls and the finals and the NBA championships, and no one gives a shit. But Doc Rivers can still, from fucking 2010, 2009, whatever the fuck it was.
2008.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Because that was my first full summer. I came to LA June the year before, so that was my first full summer in LA. That was actually I always remember that playoff series with the Lakers or that finals because I just moved to Venice, like second week of May, 2008. I remember watching that finals in Venice. Little did I know Doc would be given so many more chances for the next 15 years. He's like the guy who just keeps cheating and then he just keeps moving on to new girls and they know the history and they're like, oh, he's not going to cheat on me. Oh, he will. And then somebody else will take him. I don't know. It's a weird one.
It's the equivalent right now of one of these football teams having a fucking opening and being like, we got to get Gary Kubiak on the phone. Like, what?
Gary Kubiak. That's a good little reference there. It is. I mean, it is. Got that random title with the Broncos. Which, by the way, NFL coaching. Some of these hires.
Harbaugh to the Chargers. We saw it happening. We knew it was going to happen.
Harbaugh Chargers we like. Justin Herbert likes that.
I've been begging to get a book to let me bet Justin Herbert fucking MVP next year.
That makes that division pretty fun now.
Yeah. Everybody did the thing the last couple of years with fucking Sean Payton. Ooh, Broncos. That's a low-key fucking low-key playoff team. No. It's the fucking Chargers. I predict the Joey No-Chill guarantee Chargers in the playoffs next year.
I can probably get on board with that. He's only won everywhere he's gone. And he needs that Super Bowl, right? That's the last thing he's chasing. It's the only thing he hasn't gotten. And he's smart. He gets out before all the shit hits the fan at Michigan.
Yeah.
It's the same way Pete Carroll did that. I mean, it's a nice fit. And also, it's under the radar. Nobody gives a shit about the Chargers in LA.
Right.
So he can kind of just do his own thing. Huge upgrade from Brandon Staley to him.
He knows how many downs there are.
Maybe I'll have to get those Charger season tickets again.
Ooh, should have held on to them.
Wasn't worth it. Wasn't making enough, especially now that they don't let you do that. You can't just sell all your tickets. It's good for LA football, though, man. You got two good quality coaches now. His brother's coming into town. I saw the Ravens go to SoFi next year.
Nice.
It's a little Harbaugh Bowl. So you have that hire, great hire. And then you have the Tennessee Titans hiring, in air quotes, the Bengals offensive coordinator who did not even call plays.
But his dad's the offensive line coach in Cleveland.
And his dad made a Super Bowl with the Raiders as the head coach.
8 years before Doc Rivers won a title.
It was about that 2003 Super Bowl. This is such a bad hire. What did you say? What did you tweet out when Vrabel got fired?
I'll say it again. And Titans fans, my fucking DMs are open. Mike Vrabel won 56 games and 2 playoff games in 6 seasons.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to bet over 56 games in the next 6 seasons, this is in the AFC South.
Yeah.
I am available. In this quarterback league, they never gave the guy a quarterback.
I know.
He made an AFC championship game with Ryan Tannehill. He won a playoff game in Arrowhead with Marcus Mariota.
Actually, that was the year before him.
That was before him. That was before him.
So he won 2.
His 2 playoff wins are back to back. And right.
Correct.
Got it. He did it with Ryan Tannehill. Oh, his offense is. What is his offense?
His offense is outdated. Guys, he's a defensive guy.
Yeah.
Like,
also, you fucking traded his best wide receiver, even though he begged you not to.
I know, dude. So what's crazy to me?
Here's no quarterback and no receivers, and Derrick Henry. Go win a Super Bowl or you're fired. Okay. You promise you'll fire me?
What's crazy to me is the idiot Titan fans defending this. Like defending
delusional fans everywhere. Delusional fans everywhere.
But it's not just delusional. To me, dude, there's nothing worse in life when you just go along with everything and just support it. Just it doesn't mean that you're being pessimistic, but be realistic. Again, they hired the guy who doesn't even call plays for the Bengals. And then you see tweets like this. I sent this one to you, the spinning of it. Like Adam Schefter, a list of some of the QBs that Brian Callahan has worked with. Broncos, Peyton Manning, Lions, Matthew Stafford, Raiders, Derek Carr, Bengals, Joe Burrow. Those guys were already a thing. There were already a thing that he worked with. Cool. It's like I texted you. I used to work for Lance Bass. Should I be in a boy band? Should I release an album? What does a tweet like that even mean? Look who he's worked with. These fan bases are all so delusional. Dude,
here's my problem with this hire. Here's my problem with this hire, because there's a lot of guys who had no significant experience who came in and took over and did well. I don't have a problem with that. I do not have a problem with the Tennessee Titans in a vacuum hiring, what's his name? Bob Callahan? Brian Callahan Auto Parts. I have no problem in a vacuum. In a world where Bill Belichick needs a job, Pete Carroll might need a job, Jim Harbaugh needed a job, all these coaches are out there, and you go, Nepo baby?
Yeah, 100%. You know what? The fan, that we used to not care about this stuff growing up. It wasn't as big a deal, obviously, because the social media didn't exist. But the spins on these fans are like, oh, he's going to bring his dad. And like on the opposite end, people are like, oh, man, the Browns are going to be hurting now that they lost their offensive line coach. Dude, these fans, all these fan bases, Guys, they don't make that much of a difference. Sorry. They really don't. They don't
His
make that
dad,
much of a difference.
head coach, Nebraska, head coach, the Raiders, and then just sliding down the slide of he's one more season away from being the fucking equipment guy. Oh, you're the assistant head coach. You're the offense coordinator. You're a quarterback thing. You fluff the O-line.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. That's my thing. Since coaching Nebraska, I mean, that's basically what he's done. So we got
I don't have a problem with this hire in a vacuum, but goddamn if there's not a lot of people looking for jobs.
Well,
what happened to the Eric Bieniemy can't be a head coach because he doesn't call the plays because he works under Andy Reid?
Dude, the thought that this guy helped groom Joe Burrow is one of my favorites. Right? Like the thought that
Zach Taylor didn't have any head coaching experience either. Cool. Zach Taylor won 2 games his first year. Zach Taylor without Joe Burrow is incompetent.
No, he's not, Joe. They finished 4-3 because
Finished in last place of their division.
Exactly, because the Bengals fans, dude, I'll tell you, it comes from all ends. It's like now. So the Bengals promoted their quarterbacks coach to offensive coordinator, and again, the same thing. I love reading the spins of like, oh, this new offensive coordinator for the Bengals, he helped groom Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow won a Heisman and a national championship before he entered the NFL. He didn't need grooming. Callahan didn't groom Peyton Manning when he had arrived with all those accolades at the Broncos. Matthew Stafford, who was putting up insane numbers at the Lions, didn't give This is all bullshit. You can spin it how you want.
It's got to hire Doc Rivers. He got it done with Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce.
So we got a call from Alex from Kentucky. I knew.
Fuck Alex from Kentucky.
But you know what? I want to bring back an old game.
I know he loves the hire. I know he loves it.
Well, it's time to bring this back. You remember this? We haven't played this one in a while. Time for a little game. Troll or moron?
This guy's a straight up moron.
Complete troll.
Total troll. You're not a troll. You're just a moron.
I think he's a troll.
I'm starting to think he might be just the biggest fucking moron of all time. Or is he trolling us? Troller moron, troller moron, troller moron.
By the way, shout out to Nick D'Alessandro. That intro for Troller Moron goes back to June 2016.
Unbelievable.
And I believe, I could be wrong in this, one of the main reasons we created this game, Troller Moron,
is Alex from Kentucky.
100%. It's from Alex from Kentucky. So he leaves a call, and now I'm thinking to myself, are you trolling us, or are you just the biggest fucking moron? Because this is the call that he left.
I already know my answer.
Hey, what's up? It's Dirtball Alex from Kentucky. I am a happy man because the Titans hired Andy, your offensive coordinator, Brian Callahan. That's all I have to say. I am so happy we got rid of Jackass Vrabel and hired Brian Callahan, the Bengals offensive coordinator. He not only developed Joe Burrow, but he won games with Jake Browning. I am excited for the Tennessee Titans' future.
That's the spin that these people use. Developed Joe Burrow. Like I just said before the call, Joe Burrow won a Heisman and a national title and shattered NCAA single season records.
You know how I know? You know how I know he's a moron? Because he called us like 8 weeks ago, being like, "We gotta fire Vrabel." That's the longest troll job. Like that's the longest trolling setup of all time. He's just a moron, dude. He's just a fucking moron.
I'm telling you, Prano has
developed Joe Burrow.
Developed Joe Burrow. Guys, Jake Browning. I'm not even counting the last game. I'm not.
Guys, why didn't you hire Ben McAdoo? He was Aaron Rodgers' quarterback coach in Green Bay. And he's on record as saying he really liked Patrick Mahomes. You got to get him, man. This guy knows quarterbacks like nobody else.
The Bengals went 3-3 with Jake Browning. And again, I don't count the last game because it was all backups. Cleveland's both sides of the ball. So I'm not counting it. You went 3-3. Oh, but Jake Browning's been developed.
But he doesn't call the plays.
Yeah, he doesn't even call the plays. Yeah, but Bengals fans will scream, he helps out. It's a committee. This is the thing the Bengals fans do. It's a committee. You don't know shit. You don't know shit. It's a committee. It's Callahan and it's Taylor and it's the QB coach, Dan Pitcher. It's a committee. It's a committee. No, I watch the games. I see the head coach's mouth calling the plays. I'm sure other guys have input. Don't give me this committee bullshit. There is no, actually, I like your bet of a coach of Callahan not winning 56 games in 6 years. There's no way he makes it 6 years. Not even close.
That's why I've been saying, Titans fans, if you want to bet on the 56 games in 6 years, let's do it. Normally, I wouldn't make a bet that doesn't pay out till 2030, but I think it'll pay out in 2026 when they fire him for fucking winning no goddamn games. Because now the Titans have what? Derrick Henry is probably gone, and rightfully so. He's over the rainbow bridge for fucking running backs. You have what? Will Levis? Okay. I'm not shitting on him, but like, you fired Vrabel after 1 year of the guy? And if Vrabel's a defensive coach and a fucking then not to mention, I love that every offensive coordinator under Vrabel got a fucking head coaching job. But he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Who? LaFleur? Who else?
And fucking Arthur Smith, right?
Was he under Vrabel? I didn't know that.
I think so.
That is funny.
Now, Arthur Smith hasn't worked out. But the whole league loved their offensive coordinators.
So the Panthers have hired their coach today. Now, again, they're giving somebody a shot. What?
Who'd the Panthers hire?
They hired the Bucs OC, Dave Canales. At least, I don't know if he's going to work out. At least that offense got turned around.
Right.
That was Baker Mayfield's best year ever. So at least they hired a guy who called plays, turned around their offense. They surprisingly made the playoffs. So they win a playoff game. He was a QB coach for the Seahawks when Geno Smith had his best year. Then he, got upgraded to the OC for the Bucs. So at least you have a guy who has a pedigree of changing some things around. Now, I'm not saying it's going to work out for the Panthers either.
The Panthers didn't have a coach, though. My problem with the Titans is you fired Vrabel.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we've been through 10 coaches in 8 seasons, and we fucking don't know what to do. And we like this guy with the Bengals. The Panthers are dog shit. The Panthers haven't made a fucking AFC or NFC championship game 3 years ago.
I would set the over-under on Callahan. What are we going to do? 2.5 or 3.5 years?
Oh, 2.5 years.
2.5 years. But hey, again, his dad
once coached in Nebraska. I hope he brings Bill O'Brien in to fucking work on him.
Hey, his dad was the offensive line coach on the Browns. He was basically blocking for them. That's why they always had a great running attack.
I don't know if you know, though, he did make a great hire to be his offensive coordinator. Did you see that? He hired Tom Brady's mom.
Oh no, I didn't see that.
She
Interesting.
raised Tom Brady.
I like it.
She raised the GOAT. She's never called an offensive play in her life, but she did raise the GOAT. She knows what to feed a young quarterback. She knows what time quarterback's curfew should be. Who gives a shit that she never called a play in her life? She is related to the greatest quarterback to ever play the game.
It is fascinating that Eric Bieniemy's got lost in the mix. He was such a hot commodity. And just one season with Washington?
Because he went there to call plays and they weren't good. Which is, by the way, okay.
Yeah, but I'll counter this. Sam Howell definitely threw a lot of picks, got sacked a lot, threw a lot of. My point is, like, maybe you just didn't have the right quarterback.
Sure.
You could spin it from that angle. Let me put it this way. I'd rather have Eric Bieniemy as my head coach than Brian Callahan, personally.
I'd rather have Mike Vrabel than both.
I agree.
Again, I don't really give a shit about this hire. I give a shit about the people that were out there and the guy you fired. To fire him to do this.
Yeah. By the way, I stand corrected, Prano. You are not on the fumble out of the end zone island. More people agree with you than what I was saying. We got multiple calls. I'm not going to play the calls. I appreciate it, but everybody's kind of saying the same thing. The offense has already helped so much. What are we going to do? We're going to continue to help the offense. So a lot of people agreed with you. The fumble rule should stay the same if you fumble out of the end zone.
Thank you. And I got a lot of DMs about it, and I appreciate you guys. They said they're on Prano Island, which, by the way, is like Epstein Island, but all the girls are of age.
Yeah, even the poll. You kicked my ass. I put a poll up on Spotify.
Oh, okay.
75% agree with you, almost 76%.
That's fucking
I mean, look, I hear your argument. I'm not going to get angry. I just think I see the counter, and I'm glad that people made those calls. I see the counter, and we've already helped the offense so much. That's a very fair point. Like at this point, the defense doesn't get anything. That's fair. They are going to change it, though.
Yeah, probably, which is dumb. I also, it's not even really being like an old school guy. I also liked fucking, I'll tell you what I hated. I hated sudden death overtime. That was stupid. Right. But I didn't dislike, the fact that they were like, oh, in the playoffs, every team's got a chance to fucking get the ball. I hated that. If the team gets the ball in overtime and comes down and scores on your ass, game over.
Yeah. Did you see that Chandler Jones said what you said months ago about him and Antonio Brown creating a CTE podcast?
I did not see that. That's amazing. I said that. God,
you said this months ago.
Andy.
What's up?
I'm good at this. First guess, no Jay.
We were talking when he released that video when he was in front of the fire and saying, making wild claims.
Welcome to what the fuck's his podcast called? I forgot.
So when he was doing all that crazy stuff and saying that Josh McDaniels had Aaron Hernandez whacked, and you were like, they need a podcast, a CTE podcast. Chandler Jones said, me and Antonio Brown, he said this this week, we're going to run a podcast called CTE Podcast because people are saying we both have CTE.
Give me my fucking money, dog.
He added CTE is not real. I don't believe that it's real.
Oh, so you're just mentally ill. Cool. That's better. I don't have CTE. I'm just fucking dumb as shit. Bro, just go with I have CTE.
Yeah, man. Just run with it. You got CTE. It is real. So here's a random. We actually never talked about this. I see it in the comment section. I know you tweeted about it. Has Joe talked about the Carmelo podcast where he spoke about Joker wearing 15, calling it petty? We never talked about that.
No, but I tweeted about it. I tweeted my thoughts pretty. I mean, if you want to pull up my tweet, it did hold on. Let me see. Because it's so Carmelo Anthony said he thought they were giving Nikola Jokic his number on purpose because essentially they wanted him wiped from, their history. And it was a petty move by them. So I wrote, in quotes, "Hey guys, you know the overweight Serbian that we just took 41st overall?" I did not tweet, but for the record, which didn't air on television because they were showing a Taco Bell commercial instead. I think he might become one of the best centers of all time. We should give him number 15 to make people forget that Carmelo Anthony made one conference finals while he was here before forcing a trade to leave. First of all, what legacy are they trying to erase? Second of all, this is the guy they picked. They knew he was so good. They waited till 41st to pick him. Do you know why he wears 15, Andy?
Why?
Because in the fucking Serbian league or whatever, they literally didn't have, they just go jersey sizes, smallest to largest, 1 to 15. So he always had to take the largest jersey.
That's hilarious.
What did Carmelo Anthony want? Carmelo Anthony wanted his number retired before he stopped playing in the league.
Yeah,
Carmelo Anthony is loose. By the way, Nikola Jokic has done more for the Denver Nuggets in the last one season than Carmelo Anthony did the entire time he was there.
And he's done more for the NBA. Get the fuck out of here.
Carmelo Anthony is a fucking dickhead loser.
He's just jealous. He's clearly just jealous. Take some accountability, man. Zero accountability. You can get it done. And the guy nobody expected has been getting it done every single year.
Also, you demanded a trade out of Denver.
Well, it's like I said. I mean, not just Denver. Do you know how much the effect of a Jokic does, like a foreign-born player, what that does for marketing? It's irreplaceable for a league like that. It does wonders. You look petty, you look jealous, you just look like a crybaby, essentially. I think a lot of these athletes need to not go on podcasts. They just the thing with all these athletes going on podcasts, starting their own podcast, they reveal. Well, not only most of them are not smart, and I'm not trying to take that as a dig, dude. You're a professional athlete. I don't expect you to be a rocket scientist. And I'm not a rocket scientist either. But a lot of them, it's like you're an athlete. That is what you are, man. But they go on these podcasts, and I think they open themselves up to just looking foolish all the time.
If Carmelo Anthony was smart, he'd have passed.
Dude, your legacy is a freshman title at Syracuse. Like, that's your legacy, man. It is. And scoring a bunch of points in the NBA. That's what it is. It's not much more. That Syracuse team was fun. Also, Jerry McNamara drilled like 7 threes that game in the finals against Kansas.
Also, you never made it out of the first round until Chauncey Billups showed up in Denver. Also, George Karl hates you. Hates you. He fucking hates your guts, dude.
Yeah, that's been pretty evident, especially on Twitter. You want to talk a little football championships?
Ooh, sure.
We got some calls too.
Let's do it.
Down to 4. Down to 4. I had a nice exchange, nice DM exchange with longtime dirtball Samir about he's a Lamar Jackson fan.
Mm-hmm.
We were going back and forth a little. I had to defend myself as we look at these games. Guys, here's all I'm going to say about Lamar. I know I brought the Russell Wilson comparison from their title team. My point that I bring up with Lamar, for some reason, and I don't know why, because I did even a deeper dive, is that he's always had a great defense and a great running game. And all I'm saying with that is, like, why is that never mentioned? Now, he is a huge part of why that running game is number one. But just again, real quick, Joe, in his 5 seasons in the NFL, the points per game defensively for the Ravens in his first 5 seasons, 3rd, 1st, 18th, 3rd, and 1st. So they've been top 3 in 4 of the 5 and 2 times number 1. Again, people are like, you're just trying to take it away. I'm not trying to take any away from Lamar. I'll just put it this way. And I was texting with our boy Randy Ruther about this, and I think you'll agree with me. If you give a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL a top 3 defense every year, they win in a lot of games. Just don't turn the ball over. Like, you're the number 1 ranked defense. It doesn't mean Lamar isn't a game changer with his athletic ability. He is.
Doesn't mean Lamar's not a great quarterback. I think Lamar is a great quarterback. Again, I hate to repeat myself because it's like people are probably sick of it. I have no, like, hard to argue there's a lot of guys that play better than Lamar Jackson this year. My issue with Lamar Jackson has never been that, like, he's incapable of playing quarterback. My issue, as I will repeat right now, is what is the window on this?
Okay.
Because he's a quarterback who needs to run to win football games. I think that's factual.
No, I agree. 100% it's factual. 100% it's factual. He needs to run to win games. Now, they can definitely win a Super Bowl this year, and I've been on record saying it's worth his money if they get one Super Bowl. But I want to hear your opinion on this one. We have a hypothetical with the quarterback. Our Brock Purdy guy created a hypothetical with the quarterbacks that are currently in the playoffs or the ones that have also already played.
Boys, it's your Brock Purdy guy. Checking back in. Championship round coming up. My boy Purdy is in it. It wasn't pretty, I know. But, wet conditions. Guy was clearly struggling with his accuracy. Tried the glove, took the glove off. It was an ugly game. Can't lie. But, when it mattered, he drove down and he was 6 for 7 and, they made it happen. So 2 years in the league, 2 championship appearances. The kid's doing all right. I know he's got a stacked team, but you can't shit on him too bad. So I'm happy. I was nervous that game. Felt like a Jimmy G game a little bit, but hey, we're in it versus the Lions. Hopefully some better weather, and we'll see how it goes. My question, Prano, is right now you got Lamar, you got Mahomes, you got Goff, and you got Purdy left in the playoffs. If you had to pick a quarterback to pay $20 million a year for the next 10 years for your franchise, in what order do you rank those guys? Obviously, Mahomes is first. But after that, you go in Lamar. You taking that risk on a running quarterback, potentially getting injured. You going Goff over Purdy? You going Purdy? And then you can go back to the playoff winners. Jordan Love, Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, obviously picking Josh Allen over Purdy, and Stroud. Love and Stroud, maybe a little bit too early, but maybe you take a flyer on those guys. I don't know. But let me know, man. I know it's not pretty, but the guy's getting the job done and he's winning. So I'm thrilled. I'm excited for this weekend. I'll check back in next week, boys. Stay dirty.
All right. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna take it one step further.
Well, I can tell you off the top of my head. And
From
people
bottom. Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna say if you want to throw in guys who won a playoff game this year, if you want to throw in the Baker Mayfield, Jordan Love, CJ Stroud, I'm telling you right now, and people are gonna say Ruther's such a Lamar hater. I'm taking CJ Stroud for the next 10 years over Lamar Jackson. Dude, he won a playoff game his rookie year.
Remember Lamar Jackson's rookie year?
Oh, I remember against the Chargers. I remember watching that game.
So obviously Joe Flacco is not on this list. Fucking Mason Rudolph is not. I'm not going to dignify these with responses.
Well, he said he won a playoff game.
Okay, who won a playoff game? I mean, in order, I'm going Mahomes.
Sure.
CJ
Next
Stroud.
10 years.
CJ Stroud.
Agreed. We're on the same page.
I'm going to say it, dude. Like, Jordan Love.
I don't hate it.
Here's the thing about Lamar Jackson. I'm going to be a fair person. Josh Allen has to run to win at this point.
I totally agree. He's not.
Josh Allen has to run to win.
I agree.
So I think he's built to take the hits more, but he also does not run as well. They're right there. It's those guys right there. Purdy, man, like for 10 years. I can't put him above those guys. I can't. I could, but I can't. I like Brock Purdy, but it's just sorry, it's too early. It's too early for me to do that considering how good his team is. Considering what Jimmy G did there. Like but I'll go Mahomes, Stroud, Love, those two runners, Purdy, Goff. Sorry, Lions fans, I don't give a fuck what you think. Also, $20 million isn't a lot of money for the next 10 years. $20 million.
No, it's not. I think he just was picking a number.
Yeah.
So Cam
in order
Newton,
of guys, you got to give 10-year deals.
So Cam Newton won an MVP in his 5th year. I like bringing this up because this is Lamar Jackson's 5th year. After that, he played 3 seasons, then got injured and only played 2 games. Then he played a season with New England, and then came back to Carolina.
By the way, here's the thing about Lamar Jackson. He has significantly improved as a passer in the NFL. I'm not questioning his ability to do that. What I think is in the league we live in today, they're not going to stop running him. It's not like you're getting old, chill out, let's fucking stop running you. Lamar Jackson's going to get run into the ground. At this point, Josh Allen
will.
At this point, Josh Allen seems like he's going to get run into the ground.
No, they both will, and that's why I bring up Cam Newton for those guys. Like,
and here's the thing: there's nothing wrong with the NFL changing in that direction and being like, get a quarterback on a rookie deal, give him one extension. If you have a franchise quarterback, get 8 years out of him, but play the style that they want to play and get a Super Bowl. That's the whole thing, is like the idea that you're getting a Tom Brady, Manning's brothers, Rivers, Roethlisberger. Like, I'm okay saying we're not looking for that. I'm okay if you say that. That is not what we're looking for in a draft. We're not looking to get one of those guys. We're looking to get a guy who can get us the Super Bowl in the 8 years that we give him under center when we beat the shit out of him. That's fine. You can do that. But you just asked me who I would give a 10-year deal.
Yeah. The running quarterback has never had a long shelf life, ever. I don't know how that changes suddenly. The only way that changes is if they stop running the ball. If Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson stop running the ball, then they're going to have durability. I don't see it happening. It's so important for those guys' games. That's why I fully agree with putting Stroud behind Mahomes. He doesn't need to run the ball. He won a playoff game his first year. He won the division his first year. He was the MVP of that team. He should get MVP votes. And Jordan Love has shown his talent. He just got to clean up the turnovers. Never do that pass, which he did in the playoffs ever again. But again, running quarterbacks, why are you investing in them ever outside of like an 8-year window? It's never worked ever. It's not suddenly going to change. And it's like you always say, it's wear and tear. And again, the stupid fanboys of these teams are like, he didn't get hurt running. He was back in the pocket to pass. Yeah, dude, if you just keep ramming your car into the fucking garage, over time, you're going to jack up the car. Oh, I didn't get hit running into the garage. Somebody gave me a fender bender and the bumper fell off. Well, dude, I've been running it fucking backwards right into my garage the whole time. But look, here we are. You got Mahomes and you got Lamar. Intriguing matchup, to say the least.
Has the line moved?
It's moved a little.
Where are we at?
I'm looking at a 4 points.
Wow, it's gone up.
Ravens.
It's gone up.
Now, this is Bet ESPN, but I assume it's probably similar on. What are you thinking?
Okay. It really doesn't matter who's going first and second on these because it's fucking, you already know what I'm doing on the next one. So it really doesn't matter. I'll go first.
I already know what you're doing on the next one, and I can tell you what I'm doing on this one. I'll just tell you. I'm taking the Chiefs.
Okay.
Cover.
Let me tell you something, Andy. Right now, I was coming in here today to shock the world on the Dirty Sports Podcast. I was going to take the Ravens. Because of the Chiefs not having their best year, because of all this Lamar Jackson doesn't get enough first respect talk, because they're at home, because they have a great coach, because they have a great defense. I was fucking amped when you're like, you moved a little. You were going to go 2.5. I was going to go shock the world. Taking the Ravens. Mic drop. 4, I'm taking the Chiefs. I think this is, let me tell you something, Andy. I predicted a Niners Chiefs Super Bowl to start the year. I am rooting for Niners Chiefs Super Bowl. I know the whole world, Taylor Swift, blah, 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 blah. Let me just also say this. No one in the world hates Taylor Swift more than this guy. Nobody. I just don't hate her for the stupid reasons that the whole internet fucking hates her. I hate her for real goddamn good reasons. I'm still rooting for the Chiefs. They're more fun to watch for me. I like the history of it. I like I like a dynasty. I like blah, blah, blah. I want a Chiefs Niners Super Bowl. I predicted it. I'm rooting for it. I think the Ravens win this game. I think Justin Tucker field goal for the win.
Dude, he's such an asset. Such an asset.
I believe in a Justin Tucker. They're going to call him the greatest kicker of all time.
He is. He already is.
Yeah. They're going to call him it.
Andy,
this is my prediction. They're going to call him the greatest kicker of all time when he kicks a field goal to win this game. I think the Ravens go to the Super Bowl. I'm rooting for the Chiefs.
All right. Your boy, my boy, Randy Ruther. He left a call. He didn't know who to root for.
I am sick to my stomach about this Randy Ruther situation, and I can't wait to hear his call. And I'm going to undress him.
All right, let me pull it up.
Fellas, Randy Ruther here. Happy weekend of football, if you could say that. Quick question for you. So people are saying, Bengals fans, it's like another civil war going on, like who they're cheering for. People are saying you're not a real Bengal fan if you're cheering for the Ravens, but then you have Jamar Chase, an actual Bengal who's given us so much as fans, saying anybody but the Chiefs. So wouldn't you want to cheer for, an actual Bengal player to be happy? So I don't know. Stupid question, but would love to hear your thoughts. Thanks. Bye.
Well, first of all, the Chiefs, I'm just going to say it. The Chiefs own the Bengals players, I think. I know the Bengals they're 3-1 against them in the regular season. Or what are they? Are they 3-0? 2-0 against Mahomes. No, sorry. 2-1. And they're 1-1 in the playoffs. I just think, why is he even saying that? Why is Jamar Chase even saying that? You jealous, man?
Let me just say something. If you're a Bengals fan and you're not rooting for the Chiefs, I agree. You're not a real Bengals fan. Jamar Chase, first of all, is one of 52 guys on the fucking roster. Oh, he's your favorite player? I don't give a shit. 2, in a league where all of these guys fucking love each other now and blah, 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 and anybody but the Chiefs, Jamar Chase has been a Cincinnati Bengal for what? 4 seasons?
3
seasons. 3 seasons. Bengals fans out there have been Bengals fans their whole goddamn lives. I will never wear every fucking ballpark I go to, I buy a baseball hat. I will never own an Atlanta Braves hat. I will never own a Washington Nationals hat. I will never own a fucking Miami Marlins hat. I will root for pick the fucking terrorist group. ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Hamas over the Cowboys and the Eagles. I'll root for fucking a team that gets assembled tomorrow of Ben Roethlisberger handing it off to OJ with Ray Lewis at middle linebacker and every fucking NFL player that beat their wives rounding out the fucking thing before I root for the Eagles or the Cowboys. The Redskins I don't even fucking consider because they don't even know what their goddamn team name is. They're fucking trash. I will root for, if I was fucking Batman and the Joker killed my parents in cold blood in front of me, if he quarterbacked the fucking Chargers, I'd root for them over the Eagles or the Cowboys. It's the NFC or it's the AFC North. This ain't no AFC South. This ain't no NFC South. This ain't no NFC West. This is the AFC North. The AFC North, the NFC East, the AFC East. These are the rivalry divisions. The AFC West. You telling me there's some fucking Chiefs fan out there that ever root for the Broncos or the Raiders? You think there's some Raiders fan out there who's not rooting for the Ravens? It's insanity. Root for the fucking Chiefs, dude. Jamar Chase has been a Bengal fucking 36 months. It's been a Bengal fucking a little more than twice as long as Ruther's kid's been on the planet.
Fact.
He doesn't give a shit.
Also, like, why do you guys care? I mean, seriously. Like, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit?
Also, didn't we just do the whole thing? Oh, Lamar's the best fucking quarterback in the fucking division. Blah, blah, blah. This and fucking that. Dude, root for the fucking Chiefs. What are we doing here?
I mean, reverse it. Are you rooting for the Browns, the Steelers? Come on. Come on. No. I don't know who's going to win this game. I think it's going to be a hell of a game. But I also think the Chiefs cover at 4.
Yeah, I think the Ravens went on a kick at the buzzer.
Justin Tucker's leg, man. They're going to have to establish some sort of running game, the Chiefs, I think. Now, they ran the ball well against the Bills. They're going to have to, and that's not going to be easy. But I think your boy Spags, I think he's going to have a nice little game plan for Lamar.
I agree. I think it's going to be a good football game.
All the pressure's on the Ravens, Lamar. It is. The Chiefs have already won 2 chips, man. It's all on Lamar. Can he get to the big game? It's all on Lamar. Because if he loses this, then you got to get the whole offseason and blah, blah, blah. I'm probably leaning towards the Ravens winning, though. I don't really care. I don't have like a vested rooting interest. I just want to see a good game. I think it'll be a good game. Now,
you're rooting for somebody. I think low key you wanted to root against the Chiefs this year. You were like, I'm off the Chiefs. I want the tails. I think low key you're rooting for the Chiefs.
Okay, I probably am.
I think you're sick of these phone calls about Lamar Jackson. I think you're sick of getting told you're wrong.
No, I'm not. We're not getting many phone calls about Lamar, and I've already said I'm not like saying I'm wrong on anything yet. People they always want to put things in a vacuum. Now the other line is at 7 for Niners Lions.
I've already said I'm taking the Niners.
I'm taking the Lions.
I think the Niners win this game. I think they had their scare last week. I think it's at home. Cinderella story. So
Dan Campbell, great facilitator of letting the other guys call the plays. See, listen, that's what you do.
Lions fans have been, I get tagged in some things, whatever. Like, I already took my L. Great year. You cannot, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about making the NFC Championship game. I think you lose to the Niners. I don't think it's close. I don't think you get a backdoor Goff. I think it's a 10-point game.
Does the Lions' ability to score, does that worry you at all?
Not really.
I bet Detroit Lions Reddit is lit right now.
I think Detroit Lions Reddit right now is talking about the parade, how they don't have a Super Bowl letdown next year after the win. This is another thing. So I saw this twice. Everybody hates the Chiefs. I saw the map of everybody rooting for the Ravens except for the city of the state of Ohio and the state of Missouri. That's the map. I saw everybody's rooting for the Lions except for California. I'm in California. That just happens to be I'm not a California-based sports fan. This is the God's honest truth. This is the truth. And Lions fans, I've said a lot of things on the show, so, I don't feel bad triggering you one more time. I'm rooting for the Niners, not just because, I low-key have always been kind of a Niners fan. That's not really weighing in as much as I want a good Super Bowl. I don't want an old-fashioned 90s Super Bowl where Ravens 41-10 over the Lions. I don't want it. I'm rooting for a good Super Bowl. I'm rooting for the Niners. I think the Niners win. I think the Niners cover. Brock Purdy compared to Jared Goff, as far as you go coach, quarterback, defense, I know Dan Campbell's the great facilitator. I'm taking the Niners coach. I'm taking the Niners defense. And just for the sake of it, we'll go push on the quarterback. Just for the sake of it, I'll say Goff over Purdy. I don't actually believe that. I believe it's more of a push at quarterback. But even if I said Goff over Purdy, coach, quarterback, defense. Which, by the way, Ravens too. Coach, quarterback, defense. Obviously the Chiefs have the quarterback. But Lamar Jackson is in that class the way he's playing right now.
It's going to come down to turnovers in that game. It always does.
In Niners, Lions?
I think especially in the Chiefs game.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you could say the same for both. I'm just looking for some good games, man.
I think the Niners had their scare. I made a prediction for Ravens Chiefs. Justin Tucker at the bell. Here's my prediction for Niners Lions. If you guys want to do it. Christian McCaffrey bonanza game. Can you get what odds can you get on the Christian McCaffrey trifecta? Runs for one, catches one, throws for one. What can you get on the anytime receiving touchdown, anytime rushing touchdown? Mikey, my brother, are you listening to me out there? Can we get a old Frank Gifford trifecta game odds? What do I get on that? Can I get 150 to 1 on that? Give me it. Let's go. McCaffrey bonanza game. All the overs. Over receiving yards, over rushing yards, anytime rushing, anytime receiving.
I think it's going to be a good game. Look at me buying into the Detroit
By the
Lions.
way, every game, every quarterback, I'm betting over rushing yards. Hop on board.
All right, Joe. There we have it. It's amazing. Now, I don't want to see 2 weeks of Taylor Swift. I don't. That's...
Andy, I got news for you, bro. You're about to see fucking 20 weeks of Taylor Swift. You're about to see 200 weeks of Taylor Swift. She ain't going anywhere. She ain't fucking going anywhere. What's crazy about the Taylor Swift thing is my manager sent me, she's like, I'm sick of fucking hearing about it. Even you guys won't stop talking about the fucking Taylor Swift.
I don't think we talk about that much.
I know. Everybody's saying the same thing. She was like, do you think Taylor Swift even knows what's going on in these football games? And I said,
no, it's funny. It's funny you bring that up. I was thinking that this week or last week during the Bills game. I was like, she shouldn't fucking know football.
First of all, there was a thing. I don't know if it was fake news or not, but supposedly there was a cheat sheet found after the first game that somebody wrote her a cheat.
That's pathetic. Dude, you know what? Here's my thing. And I don't know too much about her, but just be authentic, man. Why can't you just be like, I don't fucking know. I don't know what's going on. Just
I don't
own
know
it.
if anybody's even fucking asked her, but I think there's no chance she knows what's going on. That's why every time they cut to her after Kelsey says, somebody's like tapping her, like, did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it? It was your boy. It's your boyfriend.
I mean, again, it's like my mom watched all her boys play football her whole life and didn't know anything. Hence, I had jokes about it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, she knew. She knew she didn't know anything.
I mean, no one. To be fair, no one's asked. I haven't heard. Taylor Swift's not doing a lot of press conferences. Hey, do you know what the hell's happening this fall? No, I don't. Or yes, I do. But that's why it was.
No, that would be, if she was asked, that would be it. That the spin on that would be that you're misogynistic.
Oh, don't
You're-
even
you're
get
asking-
me fucking started on that
you
whole.
know, asking a female.
Don't even get Andy. I'm too hungover.
Okay. All right. Well, let's wrap it up then.
Too hungover to don't get me started on fucking Taylor Swift right now.
Let Joe drink his coffee and have a little nap. Let us know. By the way, Alex, I'm sure Joe would like to. I don't know how you guys would set up a bet on the Titans. You should reach out to him.
All Titans fans.
All Titans fans.
Over 56 games in the next 6 seasons.
310-359-8365. But I don't think Alex from Kentucky realized that their current head coach didn't actually call plays for the Bengals. I don't think he knew that. All right.
Here's a fun question. Before we go, last question. Who has actually called more plays directly from their mouth, whether it be pregame, in-game, and whatever, directly from their mouth to the game, Taylor Swift or the new Titans coach?
That's a good question.
Has Taylor Swift been like, can you do the one where you do the thing? Where you do the thing? Remember me when you go out and you do like you're running and you stop, but then you go, and then Pat throws it to you. They're like, what is that called? Like the start and stop? He's like, oh yeah, I mean it's a fake slant, like go. She's like, yeah. Can you do that one? Yeah, I'll tell Pat to do that one. Meanwhile, Bobby Callahan is like, can you do it? And they're like, shut up, water boy.
Bobby Callahan. He's definitely the character from Tommy Boy. Anything you want to
shove
pro?
your head up Coach Taylor's ass doesn't mean you got an offense coordinator.
Anything you want to push?
At Joe Prano on Instagram, joeprano.com for shows. Got a bunch of stuff coming up. My brain is mush right now, but I got a bunch of shows coming up in LA. Oh, San Diego, if you're around Oceanside, specifically Goat Hill Park. I've talked a lot about that great golf course in Oceanside. We'll be doing a comedy show there Friday, February 9th. The tickets will be up soon. You'll be able to see that on my Instagram. So check out that if you're in San Diego. I'm coming to Vegas. I'm coming to Utah. I'm coming to April 25th. I'm coming back to Stanford, New York Comedy Club, Stanford, Connecticut. Come back to that one. Feb 29th, Leap Day, Hollywood Improv Sports, a night of sports comedy. Rescheduled from my missed show while I was in Hawaii. All of those and more. joeprano.com, at Joe Prano.
Word. All right, guys, that's the show. Thanks for sticking with us. We'll be back on Monday to talk a little championship game recap. Have a great weekend. And as always, stay dirty.